Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your October reading. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. We are going to do something a little different. So for the monthly reads, we try to do a little longer inquiry. And I was consulting with Spirit and trying to figure out what it was we were meant to be doing for October. And I believe the answer is we need to be looking at our purpose. That was the answer that came back. Purpose. So I decided that we would do a few cards about what we need to shed. It's fall and in the northern hemisphere, the northern part of the northern hemisphere. Many of the trees are shedding their leaves, and they're getting ready to move into the next cycle of their seasonal existence. And for many of us, the change of seasons is also a great time to reflect and to think about, what we need to be changing about ourselves or our day-to-day. What can we shed? So our first 5 cards will be about what we can shed. And then we will take 5 cards with regard to our new focus for moving forward on our path. So our purpose and kind of our progression. How can we progress on our path toward our purpose is our general focus this month. So we're going to look at what can we shed, and then how can we shift our focus so that we are progressing on our path. And then we'll take a couple of cards just for some further clarification from Spirit around purpose. We did discuss purpose a bit in the All Signs reading with one of the new decks recently, but I want to just get a little bit more guidance there. So Spirit, we're going to focus now, and we'll do a couple of oracle cards at the end as well. This is a general reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates for you. If it's not resonating and it really seems completely out of left field, it's probably not your reading, and I'm going to recommend that you check in with some of the other readers for their October guidance for you. So let's get started here, Spirit. I have 5 cards for Scorpio regarding what needs to be shed at this time so that they can make room for the forward movement that's coming to help them progress along their path. There's a couple more cards, please, Spirit. Thank you. There's one. One more card for Scorpio, please, Spirit, with regard to the question of what we are shedding to make room for the new. That's a lot of cards. Not what we're doing. We just want one. One card, please, Spirit. One card. It wants all of them to be there. Maybe you got some major shedding to do this time. Maybe there's a lot you need to be letting go of to make room for the new. I don't know. Spirit, one more card for Scorpio. Alright, now our next 5 cards, we're going to look at all of those in a minute, but I want to get 5 more cards, please, from Spirit. Guidance for Scorpio. We are looking for guidance for Scorpio about their path forward. Progress. How are they shifting their focus to get to progress? A couple of these cards I saw in the last reading. What's the shift here? What are we focusing on? Scorpio focusing on this month of October. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. more card, please, Spirit, for Scorpio. One more card, please, for Spirit. For Spirit. One more card for Scorpio, Spirit, please. One more card. A little further guidance for Scorpio, please, with regard to the path forward. What are we shifting into? What are we putting our focus on? And we're going to take just a couple of cards with regard to the question of purpose for Scorpio for October. Some guidance on what steps to take to get a little closer to purpose. Cards have gotten very quiet, but no, that's too many. I just want two, please. Two cards, please, for Scorpio. Question of purpose. All right. Now, we have, with regard to what you're shedding this month, we're starting out with the Father of Wands. This is the King of Wands energy. This is good leadership energy there. There's also a sense of potential interpretation of looking at the big picture. As I'm talking to you, I should show you the card I'm talking about. So, leadership and looking at the big picture and learning how to manifest. There's a sense there of the focus being on overcoming challenges. Then we have the Father of Cups. We've got two kings right next to each other. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot from Kim Kranz, and the fathers are king energies in this deck. And so here we have, there's real compassion available in the King of Cups, in the Father of Cups. There's a sense of balance and control. So right out of the gate, I'm seeing some energies here of being a compassionate leader, overcoming challenges, really supporting others. And perhaps what you're shedding now is that really that caretaking energy that you're putting, that's sort of consuming all of your time, leading, ushering others forward. And the next card is the World, which is this culmination. It's a sense of fulfillment and completion of a process, of a cycle of your life. I feel like what I'm seeing here, Scorpio, is that you've been really leading others. You've been seeing the big picture for everyone. You've been taking care of everyone. And that role is coming to an end. There's something about that role of leader, of compassionate leader, that is wrapping up now. You've gotten fulfillment out of that role, but it's coming to an end. The next one here, the Nine of Wands, talks about you've been fighting a long time. You've been carrying this weight. You've been moving forward by being resilient. And it can mean, that it's been a little bit demanding of your resources to continue in this role for so long. And this really is a role that can be quite taxing, where you are the compassionate leader of a group that really needs you. It's not that you have in any way resented that. It's just that it's called on you to use up a great amount of your resources in providing that support and that leadership to others. And that's what you're shedding now. You're moving out of that role, whether you're changing jobs or you're stepping back from your participation in a community where that was your role. The Magician is all about making things happen. And you really have had to do that. You've had to focus very much on your ability to manifest, your ability to make things happen. What I'm also almost sensing here is, you're managing, you're running, you're like director of a group home or a charity, and you really have been putting your heart and soul into this. You've helped a lot of people, and you've made the impossible happen time and again with very little resource, just with your sheer will and your skills and your talents, and the fact that you're so invested that others support you in that investment. You've fought the battles again and again, and you really have helped your constituency. Those folks that you've been leading. And now, as the month ends, as October begins, you're moving out of that role. Whether you're immediately changing jobs or not, Scorpio, I can't really tell, but you're definitely moving away from that role where you're called on to carry so much of the responsibility. And it's been a good completion. You've done a great thing for many people by being involved in the role you were in. And now you get to shift and you get to focus on you for a while, is really what I'm sensing here. So this energy comes in, and it's wonderful, supportive, healing energy for you, where the star is bringing a sense of hope and faith. You're feeling rejuvenated. Although this was really a great thing for you to do, it took a lot out of you. And so as you're shifting into a new role, you start to feel more energized, and you feel like maybe you get your passion for living back and your curiosity. The Four of Pentacles is a bit conservative. The energy here is about holding your resources close and sort of making sure that you have enough. It's possible that you could be somewhat frugal right now, and holding your resources a little tightly. It could be that you're just changing gears, and it's not a negative thing. You're just taking stock. You're seeing where you're at now that things have shifted. And you are moving, forward. The Hierophant can be a mentor or a guide coming in here for you. It could also be a sense of you finding your own center and being your own guide spiritually as you move forward on your path. It really reads to me in this context as a confirmation that this has been the right choice. This was a great thing you were doing up here. And you may have some misgivings about shifting gears. You may feel a little selfish. And what I'm sensing with this appearance of the Hierophant is a confirmation that this is the right direction. You're moving in the right direction now, Scorpio. Not that this was the wrong direction, but as seasons change, as this has culminated, it's time to move forward, and you're moving in the right way. The Daughter of Pentacles energy is, in this deck, a Page of Pentacles energy. And this is really good too. It's a sense of an ambition to move forward in your desired way. And you have in you the diligence you need to do that, to make progress in this new area. Our last card appearing in that row is the Moon. So again, with another major arcana, you have 3 of them here in this row, a couple up above. A lot of big things happening for you this month, Scorpio. The Moon can be about trusting your intuition. It can be about things that are hidden. I think here it's just striking a note of the future is not known. It's yours to make. You're bringing a bit of that magician energy with you, perhaps, but focusing it on making things happen for yourself as opposed to everyone else here. I want to do a couple of clarifiers for you. And so let's look at Let's look at the Nine of Wands, see if there's any further guidance from Spirit for Scorpio on that Nine of Wands. What is it that has been going on there? What has the battle been about? If this is your reading, you probably already know, and I don't really need to be qualifying anything, but let me see, Spirit, if there's any guidance from Spirit, further guidance on the Nine of Wands. Oh, it's got a lot to say about it. Spirit wants to give me half the deck on that question, but maybe we could just get one card. One card for Scorpio for the Nine of Wands clarifying. Maybe not. We'll give it one more shot here. If we don't get any jumpers this time, we'll pick a different card to clarify. Get the Nine of Wands, Spirit. Anything further there for Scorpio? No. All right, so I'm going to leave that one alone then. I think the Nine of Wands, whatever the battles you've been fighting in this role, I'll leave it to you to understand what those are. Perhaps we can get some clarifying around the World card. What is the culmination here? Is there any symbol or sign that's going to let Scorpio know that they have reached that point of completion and culmination? Just doesn't want to clarify anything in that row for you. Let me see if I can ask it a different way. Let's see. Spirit, do we have any clarifications for Scorpio for the first row, for what we're shedding? Oh, jumped right up. Do you have any further? Oh, yes. All right. So, our clarifiers for that shedding, for that situation that is culminating and ending now, are the Sun card and the King of Wands. So, let's read these together. There's a celebration here of success. Get the sense that that culmination is because you've been so successful in this role. It's become clear through your success and the positive outcome here of your efforts that it's now your turn to move on and focus on yourself again. And that King of Wands energy is supporting that. This King of Wands coming out again, right? Twice now. You've been a really good leader for this group. You have really helped them to move forward and to manifest positive results that they would not necessarily have enjoyed without your involvement. Can we have a little bit of clarity, Spirit, on that Four of Pentacles? That constriction, that conservative energy that's coming in as we move forward on our path. How do we progress? The questions of progressing on our path. For Scorpio, any clarifiers on the Four of Pentacles? No, doesn't want to. See, it keeps giving me 5 or 6 cards. So I think that's just too many. I have just one, please, for the Four of Pentacles, Spirit. One card to clarify the Four of Pentacles. There's some thinking about. One card, please, for the Four of Pentacles. Oh, all right. How about, do you have any clarifiers for our shift of focus? Yes, okay. Any further clarifiers for the shift of focus? One more clarifier for the shift of focus, please, for Scorpio. Nope. Just one more, please. No. All right. We'll take it. We have the Empress as our clarifier for this whole row. And what does that mean? Sorry, I have an itch on my arm. That usually means you need to write something. When my right arm itches, there's something that needs to be communicated, probably in writing. this is creation energy. So there's something about your shift of focus, your necessary changes that will move you further along in your personal growth, that has to do with creating, but also really being in your body. So focusing on what you want, what you need in the present moment. That's going to help you as we move forward in October. I really wish I could have just one more clarifying card, please, for Scorpio. There's not a lot of communication going on right now from Spirit for you. I think the feeling I get is that we're meant to understand just from what is here what you're meant to be doing. And that's great, but I'm not really clear. Maybe you are. There's a clear sense that something is changing, that you're moving out of a leadership role, that's absolutely the right thing to do, and that this is happening because you've concluded what needed to be done. You have a sense of fulfilling your purpose. This is absolutely the right thing to be moving in a new direction and focusing more on yourself this month. You may have to conserve resources a bit initially, just as you're getting your feet under you. And there are some things that are not known. There are some unknowns there in that moon card. Spirit, do we have any other clarification here? We have the Emperor. So I don't know. You're focusing on the here and now and what you need. And the Emperor has come to be with his Empress. So the mother and the father, there's a solid base of support here in these cards, I think. Whether your particular mother and father are supportive or not, Spirit, I think the message I'm sensing now from Spirit is that there's a little uncertainty in this shift for you. Whatever this is, you've been quite good at it. You've been doing it a while. You have now something new that's rejuvenating you, and it's a hopeful situation. It absolutely feels like the right direction to move in. But there are some unknowns, and you have to trust your intuition. And so Spirit is saying here, just a reassurance for you that you do have that supporting energy of Spirit, the support of mother and father, of the family, if not necessarily in physical reality, in the realm of feeling and spirit, you do. We have two cards for clarification around your purpose. And if you already know what your purpose is and these don't align, that's fine. Take what you can from the reading, Scorpio. But we have the Three of Wands and the Daughter of Wands. So there's some creative, passionate energy here. You're looking forward. You're looking at some rapid growth and expansion possibility here. You may initially be completing a creative idea that has something to do with your purpose. And then with the Daughter of Wands, that's a Page of Wands energy coming into this reading as well, which revolves around exploration, can also represent freedom, can bring to mind some sense of new creative ideas starting to take root for you. I get the sense that our message here with regard to your purpose, there's really a sense that you're moving forward passionately. You're not focused on the logical details of your future planning right now. Right now, you're thinking big picture. What moves you? What stirs you? What really makes you feel engaged? And that is going to be some brainstorming that's really useful for you in getting to a point where you start looking at the details. clarifications here. We have a Seven of Wands. We have one more. Six of Wands. Oh no, Seven of Swords and a Six of Wands. My mistake. So, to clarify what you're being told with regard to purpose, you know, there's some strategy involved. You're starting to take these kind of this passionate energy. You're starting with the swords to see a little bit of strategy starting to come into the picture. But we're not forgetting, you know, our wand energy here, which is echoed here with this six, which is about victory and success. So the way I would read that is you start from a position of what makes you feel really engaged and passionately concerned about the outcome. You start after that to bring a little bit of strategy and tact into how do I move forward, how do I get where I want to go, and that helps you to get to success. So, big changes for you, Scorpio, this month, it looks like. Whatever that shift is. I'm going to pull one of these Magick of You Oracle cards now. It's another new deck that I've gotten, but I haven't done a review of it yet. But I've been working with it a little bit, and I'm liking it. Let's just see what we have for Scorpio for October. Samedi, perfect acceptance. That's nice, because I do get the sense there's a little bit of tension in you about stepping away from that role where you've been taking care of everyone, Scorpio, and starting to focus just on yourself. And let's see what we have here. I'm just going to read the guidebook for you. The girl of Samedi is not distracted by the sharp thorns, nor the beauty of the flowers and the pearls of life as they cluster around her. She is tranquil and deeply merged with the essence of oneness and acceptance. Samedi teaches that when you give up being a perfectionist, life is suddenly perfect. Consider that your life in this moment is purely a reflection of your consciousness. Everything, I'm going to turn the page, is exactly the same as it was yesterday. It is your attitude that has shifted, and this is for the better and for worse, for what you resist tends to persist. However, with Samedi, there is no better and no worse. Everything is. So again, with that focusing on the present moment. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful place to be. Allow yourself this kindness in this moment, and embrace Samedi. Everything will find its place around you in the inevitable present moment. Accept everyone and everything and every situation as being exactly as it is meant to be now. So there's a real focus for you this month on trusting yourself, really, is how I would best put it. This role of leader has really defined you for quite some time, it would seem, Scorpio. And you're a little bit cautious about shifting to what makes your heart sing, shifting to you, the focus on you, and not having all the answers again is a little bit disconcerting for you, because this is something you've been doing really well for a long time. You know exactly how to do it. There's very little having to trust your intuition, because you know how to make it happen. And this is absolutely the place you're meant to be now. But there are some unknowns. So it's really learning how to trust yourself this month. And not to second guess, to just be here now. I think that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thanks so much for sharing this time with me. It's really an honor to read for you. I hope that you have a fantastic October, and we'll see you in the weeklies or next month. Blessings.